Hello dear students, good afternoon. It's me Kamal Kesi. Today I am here to discussing about the reproductive system. This reproductive system I am going to explain on the basis of NEB course, class 12, zoology. First of all, I want to discuss here about the male reproductive organs in human. Male reproductive organs in human consist of one pair of testes, one pair of epidermis, one pair of vasa deferens, one pair of ejaculatory duct, urethra, and penis. Testes. Testes are pinkish color, oval in structure. It lies inside the scrotum. Scrotum lies outside the abdominal cavity, so that temperature of testes remain 2 to 3 degrees Celsius below the temperature of body. If the temperature is not difference in between the body temperature and the testes, the live sperm cannot produce. There are 3 layers to cover the testes. They are outer tunica vaginalis, middle tunica albuginea, and inner layer tunica vasculosa. There are 200 to 300 testicular lobules in testes. Each lobule is composed of 1 to 4 coiled seminiferous tubules. The tubules are lined with germinal epithelial cell or spermatogonia. These epithelial cells produce sperms by process of spermatogenesis. Sertoli cells supply the nutrition to the developing sperm. That means Sertoli cell is also present in the testes inside the seminiferous tubules that helps to provide the nutrition to sperm. Next cell present in between the seminiferous tubule and the connective tissue is interstitial cell or the cell of Leydig. It produces the male sex hormone, that is androgen, and this androgen promote the development of male accessory glands and control the male sex features like moustache, development of the moustache, beard, and change of voice in human. Dear students, here the figure of testes. You can see the seminiferous tubule inside the testes and head of the epidermis. And from the posterior end of the epidermis, there is a release of vasa deferentia, pinkish color, the bluish color, long thread-like structure with vasa deferentia. You can see here in this figure. Now, next one is epididymis. Epididymis is funnel-like convoluted tube about the 6 meter. Broader the part of anterior end is present, which is called the capita epididymis, and middle narrow part is corpus epididymis, and posterior end is called cauda epididymis. There are students that epididymis is also divided into the 3 parts. That broader anterior end is called the capita epididymis, middle one is the corpus epididymis, and posterior end is called the cauda epididymis. Epididymis store the sperm and secrete the fluid to nourish the sperm. You can easily understand it. And vasa deferens now. Vasa deferens arise from the cauda epididymis, that posterior end of the epididymis. It forms a loop around the urinary bladder and joins with the duct of the seminal vesicle. It forms ejaculatory duct with the seminal vesicle. Vasa deferens carry the sperm from testes to seminal vesicles. Now, ejaculatory duct. There are 2 sorts formed by the union of the duct from the seminal vesicle and vasa deferens. They carry the mixture of the sperm and the secretion of seminal vesicle. The student ejaculatory duct is a short tube which is used to carry the mixture of sperm and secretion of seminal vesicles. Now, throne of urethra. Urethra is 20 centimeter long tube, arises from urinary bladder, and it joins the ejaculatory duct to form the urinogenital duct. That urinogenital duct means which carry the urine as well as the gene or the sperm. So it is called the urinogenital duct. Urethra discharge the urine as well as the semen both. Now, penis. Penis is copulatory organ of the human. It is made of 3 types of spongy muscles, that 2 dorsal carbonosa tissue and ventral one is the corpora spongiosa. Enlarged tip of the penis is called glans. Penis is highly sensitive and penis deposits the semen in vagina with spermatozoa during the time of copulation. Some accessory glands are also present in the male reproductive organs. They are the seminal vesicle, prostate gland, and the Cowper's gland. Seminal vesicles are 2 pouches like structure below the posteriorly region of urinary bladder and open into ejaculatory duct. Seminal vesicles secrete and expel a viscous fluid. It secretes the viscous fluid to keep the sperm alive. That means seminal vesicles secrete some secretion which helps to keep the sperms alive. That is the main important function of seminal vesicles. Prostate gland lies behind the urinary bladder. It is secretes thin milky substances occupy about the 30% volume of the semen. Cowper gland present below the prostate gland and it secretes alkaline secretion. It helps to lubricate the semen for flow inside the duct. Erection of penis. Erection is caused by the dilation of the blood into the blood vessel, resulting collection of the more blood space of spongy tissue. I already informed you that penis consists of the 3 types of spongy tissue. If it filled with the blood by the blood vessel, it will be erect, and it ejects about 3 milliliter of semen in each copulation or during the time of the copulation. Here is a figure of the male reproductive organ. You can see there urinary bladder, pubic bone, vasa deferens, urethra, erectile tissue, penis you can see there, scrotum, testes, epididymis, rectum, prostate, duct or prostate gland, ejaculatory duct, and seminal vesicle. Now, drawn of the female reproductive organs in human. That let's discuss about this female reproductive organ in human. Female reproductive organs of humans are ovaries, fallopian tubes, uterus, vagina, vulva, and accessory gland. First of all, ovaries. There is one pair of the ovaries about 3.5 centimeter long, pink almond shaped. That almond shape you can see in this figure also, and situated in abdominal cavity on either side of vertebral column. That ovaries are present in abdominal cavity on either side of the vertebral column. This is the location about the ovaries. Each kidney is attached with the ovarian ligament and body wall with a mesovarian fold with the ovary. Internally, each ovary is differentiated with outer germinal epithelium and tunica albuginea connective tissue below the germinal epithelium, and oestoma, inner mass of the connective tissue made up of cortex medulla. When Graafian follicles liberate ovum, it is called the corpus luteum. The corpus luteum secretes the progesterone. That progesterone, that female sex hormone, is present, released by the Graafian follicles or the matured ova after liberation. The hormone thicken the endometrium wall and active the mammary gland. That means female sex hormone helps to activate the mammary gland of the female. Fallopian tubes, that you can see in the figure also, that fallopian tubes, that upper part of this female reproductive organ, you can see the fallopian tube. These are ciliated tube of 10 to 20 centimeter long, arises from the uterus. It has 4 parts: funnel-like infundibulum near the ovary with finger-like structure, fimbriae. You can see that funnel-like structure, that finger-like projecting, that you can see, that is infundibulum, which catch or which accept the ova release from the ovary. You can see in this figure also. Wide curved part ampulla is there. Ampulla you can see, and narrow part is isthmus, and part near to the uterus is called the uterine. These 4 parts are present in the fallopian tubes. Now, drone of the uterus, this uterus is a pear-shaped hollow muscular organ. It is a muscular organ. Upper dome-shaped part is called the fundus. That upper dome-shaped you can see in this figure also. And main part is called the body. That below the fundus there is a body part of the uterus. Lower portion of the uterus is called the cervix, and it is the site of the fetal growth during progeny. This means that baby or the fetus is grow inside this site, or inside the uterus that fetus or the baby is grown or developed. Now vagina is the female copulatory organ. This is the copulatory organ. It is tubular, about the 10 centimeter long. It passes from the menstrual flow. It passes for menstrual flow and receptor of the spermatozoa. In vagina, the female virgins, the vaginal orfica is partially covered by the hymen membrane. That means if the woman is virgin or it is not copulated with anyone, in that condition, hymen membrane is present in the vagina. That if she copulate with anyone, then hymen membrane will be tear, and there will be no absence of the hymen membrane. It can be seen only during the virgin girls. Now vulva. Vulva is external genital. It is consists of the mons pubis, or the hair part. That hairy part you can see that around the vulva, and clitoris, erectile organ also there is a present, CLITO, clitoris also it is called clitoris. It is the erectile organ in the female, like as in the male penis erection. Here is also erection occur in the clitoris, is erectile organs. And labia majors, inner fold of the vulva, you can see labia majors there is a, and labia minor having the more number. That means around the vulva you can see that mons pubis are the hair, and clitoris, this is the erectile part, and that outer and inner part are called the labia minors and the labia majors. Inner part is called the labia major, and outer part is called the labia minors. Now, some accessory gland present in the female reproductive organs are explained here. This consists of the Bartholin gland and the mammary gland. Bartholin gland, this Bartholin gland, it is present as a 2 bean-shaped, lies on either side of the vaginal orfica. Previously, I already told you that vaginal orfica, you can see there, that pure bean-shaped structure is present, and it secretes the viscous fluid. This Bartholin gland secrete the viscous fluid for lubricant of the vulva during sexual intercourse and the sexual excitement. During the sexual excitement of the female, that Bartholin gland secrete its secretion, and which helps to lubricate their sexual organ and also makes easy for the copulation. Now this is a mammary gland. Mammary gland, these are pure rounded with a middle nipple. That nipple is present there. That nipple is used to feed the milk for the baby. Each gland made up of the 15 to 25 lobules of milk gland. That lobule, balloon-like structure you can see there, alveoli structure. That cells secrete the milk. Each gland sends a lactiferous duct toward the nipple. That duct is present from every cell. You can see from the figure also. Milk gland produce the milk under the control of the prolactin, and ejection of milk is controlled by the pituitary gland. And there may be the control of ejection of the milk, and which is controlled by the pituitary gland present in the hypothalamus of our brain. Now let's discuss about the menstruation cycle or the ovarian cycle. It is also called the ovarian cycle. Menstruation cycle is the cyclic change occur in the reproductive tract of the human female on the period of 28 days. It is confirmed by loss of the vaginal blood. That if the vaginal blood flow from the vagina and we can be confirmed there is a menstruation occur. It is occur within every 28 days of the month. It occurs at about the 13 years. That means in 13 years, girl, it is start and it will be ended at the 50 to 55 years old woman. The menstruation is seen in the human, monkey, gorilla also. The menstrual cycle is categorized into the 3 phases that we can discuss in 3 parts. They are the first of all menstrual flow or the menstrual phase or menstrual steps. It is the phase of the blood flow. During the time of the blood flow, we call that is the menstrual phase. It occurs or it lasts for the 3 to 5 days. We can see for the 4 or 5 days. It is caused due to the cast of the epithelial lining of the endometrium. That endometrium present in the endometrium or the endothelium present inside the ovary. It is ruptured or cast off, and then we can see the menstrual phase. Estrogen and the progesterone, these 2 female sex hormone is very low in the blood. During this menstrual phase, these 2 hormones become the very low, and as a result, menstrual flow occurs. Menstruation is observed only when ovum remain unfertilized. That figure is showing here that follicle stimulating hormones, luteinizing hormones, follicle stimulating hormones, that up and down how it is occurred graphically I am showing here. And proliferative phase, secretory phase, and the menstrual phase also here is showing. That menstrual phase it occurs for the 4 days. You can see there. Secretory phase it occurs for the 14 days, and proliferatory phase it is occurred for the 10 days. And it is all these activities of the ovary are controlled by the hormones. That two hormones are the estrogen and the progesterone. And due to the low and high amount of the estrogen hormone and the progesterone hormone, this menstrual flow, menstrual phase, secretory phase, and the proliferative phase are controlled. Here is a proper figure. Proliferative or the follicle phase, it lasts for the 5 to 14 days. Previously also I explained from the figure. The release of the follicle stimulating hormone FSH from the pituitary stimulate the development of follicles of ovary. Ovarian follicles matured into the graphene follicle and secrete estrogen hormone, which increases up to the 12th days. Estrogen enhances the proliferation of the cell of the endometrium of uterus and fallopian tubes up to 22 to 3 mm thickens. The wall is highly supplied with the blood vessel and ready for the implantation. That means that ova is ready to implant. If it get the fusion of the sperm, it will be the formation of the zygote. Otherwise, it will be burst or it release out. Secretory or the luteal or the ovulatory phase. Next, third page is the secretory phase. It lasts for about the 12 to 14 days. 14 to 28 days of the menstrual cycle is called the secretory phase. Luteinizing hormone, LH hormone, is secreted by the pituitary hormone, so called the luteal phase. During this phase, that LH hormone is released, so this is called the luteal phase. LH and the FSH, luteinizing hormone and the follicle stimulating hormone, stimulate the ovulation. As a result, there will be the release of the ova, so that luteinizing hormone and the follicle stimulating hormone concentration become high. Now that hormones, the amount become high at this time. After ovulation, follicles of the ova, corpus luteum, secrete the progesterone hormone. Progesterone inhibits, now that secreted progesterone inhibits or control maturation of the any follicles and ovulation. Finally, progesterone stimulate thickening of the endometrium for implantation of the zygote. It also stimulates to secrete water mucus and also affect the mammary glands. We have just discussed about the menstrual cycle in the female woman. But now, what do you mean by the menopause? I am explaining here about menopause. Menopause is phase of the woman's life. It occurs between the 50 to 55 years. At that age, ovaries are less responsive to follicle stimulating hormone and luteinizing hormone. Ovulation and the menstruation cycle become irregular and stop. After the menopause, female lose the ability to reproduce progesterone and the estrogen hormone become imbalanced. Now, during this 50 to 55 years old women, there is a case of loss of ability to reproduce progesterone and the estrogen female sex hormone. As a result of absent of this female sex hormone, menopause occur or the menstruation cycle is stopped in the female human. Dear students, just I have discussed about the reproductive system, menstruation cycle in this e-learning class. So thank you for all the students, those who are listened well in this my lecture, and best of luck for the UNEP board exam. Again, thank you.